For the first time today, Apollo Ono is on the ice. His middle name is Anton. It means priceless, a name given to him by his father, Yuki.
You know, the bond with my dad, I think the reason why it's so strong now was because we butt heads. We used to butt heads so hard when I was younger. And it was almost to the point where if one of us didn't give, it was just going to totally explode. You know, and this Olympic dream wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for my father. You know, he was the one who constantly pushed me, tried to guide me in the right direction and say, Apollo, you know, I know this is better for you. You don't realize it right now, but I can see something, an opportunity here, potential for you to really put forth 100% of your effort towards something. If you don't make the team, that's fine, but I think you have a chance here, and you need to take that chance, you know?
Well, here's Su Bao-Ku of China. The final heat of the quarterfinals, as well as Shinki Connect from the Netherlands. And Apollo Ono in here as well. As you look at Yuzo Takamito of Japan, definitely a long shot. But the headliner is that man, Apollo Anton Ono, ranked number 9 in the world, the bronze medalist at the 2006 Olympic Games here in the 1,000, silver medalist in Salt Lake in 2002.
These rounds, each subsequent round gets a little bit harder. The heats weren't too bad for Apollo. This quarterfinal shouldn't be too difficult for him. His teammate Travis Jr. had a very tough heat. Apollo should be able to stay nice and relaxed, take it easy, make it to the semifinal, and have energy to do well in that semifinal.
The energy has been at a premium. He talked yesterday at the end of the day that he was, quote, dead tired. We'll see what he has here in the quarters.
With qualification meets like this, where teams are qualifying for the Olympic Games, there are so many rounds. There aren't just heats, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. But there are actually 3 rounds, up to 3 rounds before the heats, 3 preliminary races, preliminaries. And it just takes a lot out of a skater. It's like an interval workout doing 6 sets of 1,000 meters.
And he talked yesterday, just trying to conserve energy here.
And that's what he's doing in 3rd position. He has 2 arms on his back. Apollo's one of those skaters who I'm comfortable with being at the back of this race. For the other skaters, in more difficult races, I would say skate from the front. That's the smart thing to do. But in the beginning of a race, you want to play it safe. And even that there, with Apollo moving from 4th into 2nd, there wasn't a whole lot of room there. Apollo has the speed to go around the outside, but he's safe here. He's in a qualifying position, nice and relaxed. If he needs to move to the front, he should be able to.
He looks very easy out there. Skating in 2nd right now behind Su Bao-Ku of China. Ono 2nd yesterday in the 1,500, got disqualified in the quarterfinals of the 500. With 2 to go, Ono in 2nd place. Ono on the inside, moves to the front.
And that pace was actually very slow. Compared with the other 1,000 meters, it was slow for a while. And Apollo knew that if he stayed in 2nd position, the pack would bunch up, cause trouble, maybe cause him to fall. So he just wanted to get out of there.
Smart skating by Apollo Ono. And he finishes 1st in his heats. Business as usual for his father, Yuki.
So Apollo, like I was saying, skating from the back. For some of this race, Apollo is a fast enough skater. He can get out when he needs to. Here's him after he moved up into 2nd position, knew that there were only a couple laps to go. He wanted to get out of there. Other skaters were going to pass. If he didn't, he moves up to the front nice and easily. And this race did not take a lot out of Apollo. So we can look for him to have enough energy in the semifinals to make it into the finals.
Apollo Anton Ono, the face of United States speed skating, short track. And he's on to the semifinals, already with 1 medal this weekend. Again, just 3 months from Vancouver. Apollo wins his heat, followed by Su Bao-Ku. Those 2 into the next round.
And this race was actually about 4 or 5 seconds slower than the other heats, but that's actually a good thing for Apollo. He can go faster, but he was able to relax in this quarterfinal before the semifinal.
There will be a lot of heat in this race for Apollo Anton Ono, the face of American speed skating. You see one of the competitors right there from China. And that's Subao Ku. But how about Ono? We saw that feature a moment ago. He's won 5 golds over the course of a couple of Olympics. Won a gold and a silver in 2002, a gold and 2 bronze back in 2006. He's won an Olympic medal in every distance. And 1 more medal makes him the most decorated Winter Olympian in American history.
And that's especially impressive in short track speed skating. We've seen yesterday and today in these events, anything can happen in the sport. There are disqualifications, there are falls. Long track speed skating, yes, there are falls, but the best skaters more often win. In short track speed skating, to be that consistently at the top is very impressive.
Sung-Si Bak, you saw a moment ago, he'll be a challenger here for Apollo, who's ranked inside the top 10. Won a silver yesterday, 1500, was disqualified in the 500 heats. Subao Ku from China. Noticeably absent from this heat, Charles Hamlin, the world record holder from Canada. This happened earlier in the early heats. He was wrecked by New Zealand's Blake Skillerup, who took a couple of athletes out, and that made Hamlin crash into the boards. He came back for the quarterfinals, Dan, but now elects not to skate in the semis.
Well, Hamlin did what he needed to do in this meet. The point of this competition is to qualify team spots for the Olympics. Canada has a full team qualified for the 1,000 meters. He doesn't need to push it. He's injured. He should rest and make sure he's healthy for the Olympics.
So it makes it a little bit easier for these 3 competitors, and they go out on a very leisurely pace with Apollo in 3rd.
And this happens especially if only 3 skaters are on the track. It's not as important to be in the front. Apollo has the whole race in front of him, just 2 skaters in front of him, but all he needs to do is pick off 1 spot. Apollo actually had an earlier, his quarterfinal was a little bit easier, and he lucked out again here. He should make it to the final and have some energy for that final.
So Dan, at what point will this thing quicken?
With only 3 skaters, it could wait till 3 or 4 laps to go. Normally in 1,000 meters, even at this point, it would be picking up. But I like to say around 6 laps is where you really want to think about getting to the front. We're at 6 laps now, and clearly the skaters are taking it easy. But I'd say around 4 laps to go is when Apollo should make his move.
Sung-Si Bak of Korea, followed by Subao Ku from China, and Apollo in 3rd. And now he goes on the inside. Here comes Apollo straight to the front.
Here we are now with 4 laps to go. Apollo's leading the race. It's a comfortable position. He's making skaters pass him. He's clearly nice and comfortable. I like the way Apollo's skating. He's nice and relaxed. He shouldn't have a problem qualifying.
2.5 laps to go, top 2 into the final. Here's Apollo back in the lead as he goes on the inside of Sung-Si Bak, but Sung-Si Bak takes it right back.
It looked for a moment there like Apollo kicked a block. It's completely legal to kick a block. You can't go inside them. So that was where he slipped, but he still looks comfortable. It still looks like he'll qualify.
Top 2 advance, Apollo in 2nd, and Apollo holds on, qualifies easily. The winner is Sung-Si Bak, followed by Apollo. Those 2 skate into the finals.
And Apollo should have plenty of energy for this final. I look for good things from him. Here's his pass. Normally in the 1,000 meters, you want to move up sooner. This is with 500 meters to go. The pace is still going slowly. Apollo decided to move on the inside. It wasn't a risky pass. This is when he passed the 2nd time to the front. He kicked a block, which made him slip. I was actually thinking that Apollo looks very comfortable on his skates. It wasn't the blades on the ice. It was just the block that made his blades slip out a little bit.
Good balance using both hands around that turn.
Yeah, normally the skaters put a hand down on the inside of the ice. It's more a balancing measure. There's not much weight on that hand. But Apollo still looks comfortable to me.
So he's in the final. The results of semifinal number 1, Sung-Si Bak, and then Apollo Anton Ono.